What's up, guys? Cory Gray here. Welcome. So, I just want to get to the chase here. I am here to help you guys learn how to get all the way off grid, whether you're in the city or in the field, in the farm. All right. People think they have to have land to get off grid. And I am in the city. I do actually have a farm, thanks to God, but I didn't have all that stuff when I started this. I just realized the need to get off grid, and I want to tell you a bit of my story. And I'm going to show you some cool things in this video, guys. This channel, I have a site. It's going to teach you guys steps to get off grid right now, wherever you're at. But it's also, I'm going to show you some things that most people don't think about. All right. So I'm here in the country of Nicaragua. I'm originally from Missouri, and I grew up at the age of 14. My dad remarried to a master gardener, and I worked with her pretty much as I could because she paid me pretty good. And I learned a lot from her. I had already been planting on my own pepper plants because I liked hot peppers. I love hot peppers. I grow lots of hot peppers. Actually got a bunch of Thai chili peppers here. And I'm going to show you how you can make a lot of money off of seed, okay, like a lot. And people are going to realize seed is very important here real quick. If you haven't already, it's already like double, tripled in price. So I worked with her for a while, learned a lot, guys, planted a lot of gardening, did a lot of gardening, things like that. I did landscaping for years, and also went to college for computer programming and networking. So the reason I got into off-grid was this. I started seeing hints of like famines in different countries. And I was hearing of famine in China. And I was like, oh man, yeah, they don't have an agricultural economy. They've been building technology. And so this thought came to my mind that, wait, most nations are stepping way more into the tech world and leaving the farms, leaving the country, leaving gardening to work online. And I just had kind of like I don't know if you call it a fear or a realization that there may not be enough food on the planet soon. And so I did a podcast, guys. I've been podcasting for years, talking about all this stuff. And I just decided, like, hey, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to be a farmer. And she's like, all right, okay. And so what happened was, this was like probably 8 months before COVID hit. And then COVID hit. All right. And I was growing stuff in my backyard. This is my office. I actually rent this place. All right. But I do have my house, and I have another house and my farm. And again, I can't, sometimes people think I'm like well off because people gave me stuff. I came to this country with $200 and 2 boxes of clothes. That's it. Nothing else. But I learned how to work with God, how to build business, how to produce things, and I began to grow. So I want to help you guys with spiritual principles for farming. I want to help you guys with tips to get off grid, all kinds of cool stuff. So let me fast forward. I saw during COVID that there were certain businesses that didn't lock down or whatever. And I heard them say, well, we're going to shut off your power. I'm like, shut off your power? And they did. And so I was like, that's kind of wild. And so I saw them bringing generators in. And they go, we're going to shut off your water. And they did. And I was like, and I'm a businessman, right? And I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy. And then I'm like, wait, they can do that because they're in control of it. Those business owners are like, how can you shut off our water? But in reality, a business or a corporation actually owns that water company, electric company, gas company, whatever. And I was like, dang, I need to get myself completely off of this grid. Literally, I saw it as a control grid, and they were using it as a control grid. So I said, all right. And I encourage you guys to try this. I got a list and a pen, and I said, okay, what do I need to get off grid? And I wrote down water. I need to start making food. And I wrote down things that I use. like toothpaste, soap. There's not a lot of things that we actually need. And so I said, what can I produce? And so my wife started a soap business, and I built her the molds, little wooden boxes with hardboard and put little hinges. It opens. It's nice. We'll show you guys about that. But she can produce around 180 soaps a day. That's close to, at $5 a soap there. We use real organic coconut oil. That's like $900 a day worth of soap. All right. So that checked off a huge box. Now we're able to use that soap for our clothes, to wash dishes, and for our body, for our hair. It's amazing soap. And so that was our first step, or one of our first steps. The other step was solar. I have a generator. I'm like, generators are loud. And here in Nicaragua, the power goes out quite often. All right. And the water as well. So the people here think differently. I tell people about half of the population here in Nicaragua is already off grid. They have their well. Some of them don't have electricity, but they got animals in their yard. They got dogs protecting it. It's just like they'll have a duck, a cow, pigs, a couple sheep, like all in a small yard. Okay. So I see this on a regular basis. So anyways, I started practicing solar, and I learned solar, and I'm actually running this whole thing right now. I got a fan going. I got a big gaming computer going. I got lights on, running everything off solar right now. And it's kind of cloudy out. So I learned solar because it's actually not rocket science unless you try to follow. I went through some courses. They made it super difficult. I said, I'm just going to try it. It's power in, power out, inverter. Sun is direct current. What we use is AC, alternating current. An inverter switches it. All right. So I was like, this can't be that hard. There's literally 4 components, guys. You got your ground rod and things like that, but literally there's an inverter, controller, battery, solar panel. And so I figured out how to do it, and I got this off grid. I got my farmhouse off grid, and then we have a bodega guardhouse by our sheep that you guys will see off grid. But guys, I am renting this office, and it is running on solar. It is independent on gas. If I wanted to cook something here, I don't have to use the gas lines, and I'll show you guys more about that. But yeah, I'm here in Nicaragua, so this is going to be a casual channel, but guys, I'm really doing this stuff, okay? There's a lot of people out there. I saw a guy doing a video on tomatoes. He had like a whole studio built out, looked like he had makeup on, talking about how to prune a tomato plant. Now, no offense, but guys, I'm going to show up on this channel dirty sometimes. I breed dogs, guard dogs that are half wolf of Nicaragua. So don't expect me to sugarcoat things. I'm just going to tell you guys how to get off grid. I'm going to tell you how to do it no matter where you're at. You guys leave me comments. I'm going to be helping you. So anyways, fast forward, COVID hit. There was a guy, I saw land for sale, and he was wanting to cash out so that he could invest in his hardware store. He had a hardware store. He wanted money to build up on supplies. He was intelligent. He knew what was going on. And I'm trying to get land. So I got a really good deal on a piece of land. And a lot of you guys can do that right now. There's a lot of land out there that, people could sell you a piece. You can get it. And so I ended up getting around 15 acres, 7 manzanas. We call them manzanas here. And yes, I speak Spanish. My wife is a Nicaraguan, and you'll get to meet her. But what happened was I got everything off grid. I got my water system first. We built this house, a very inexpensive, glorious house. I love it. Very cheap. It's a way of building we have here that's much better than what they do in the USA. I actually talked to a building contractor in the USA. I said, why don't people build this way? I asked my dad. He's been a welder his whole life. I've been in construction. I did concrete for like 5 years. And I'm like, why do people not build with concrete block? It's much more secure. It's not going to burn down. It's not going to be destroyed by tornadoes. It's much cheaper. And so I actually found out people are starting to, but I want to show you guys an effective way. It's very cheap, guys. If I built a whole house for less than $20,000, guys, less than 20,000. And I got the land for very cheap. And it's just amazing what can happen when you believe. All right. Remember, I came here with nothing, but we'll talk about solar. Okay. Because literally I run my office. I have 3 batteries, $600 investment. I have 300-watt panels, 300-watt or 300 amp hour batteries. Runs everything, guys. Okay. Unlimited power. So anyways, and I can build, I can use grinders. I build off this system. It's powerful. So anyways, I got everything off grid, and I was like, and so the next step was food. And so I got 2 goats, 2 girl goats and 1 girl sheep. And one's name we named Honey. One's name was Spicy. And the other one, it was my white sheep, right? I just call her White Girl because I don't come up with fancy names for my goats and sheep. My dogs, yeah, I breed dogs, but I just call her White Girl. But I got off grid. I said, Honey, let's move to the farm. Let's go all the way off grid, right? And I do a podcast. I've been podcasting for years. And so let's go. We moved our stuff to the farm, okay? Now, every other time I went to the farm for the weekends, I was loving it, complete peace, sleeping good. But this time it was different. I moved out there, and my mind was, I'll just release a couple podcasts, and man, I didn't sleep for 3 nights straight. And I'm a Christian. I got saved in prison. I have around 11 years now saved. I would say 8 years filled with the Holy Spirit. And I've started 2 churches. Well, started one, helped to start the other. And, I teach pastors. I teach the Word of God. And I heard God say, well, I was like this. I was like, what is wrong, God? Why can't I sleep? What is this anxiety? I said, am I not supposed to be here right now? And he told me, no, go back to the city. You need to teach. And so I started teaching, and I didn't really want to, I thought he meant just teach the word, right? And because the off-grid setup, it's when you get off grid, most people get off grid and you're not wanting to like videotape what you're doing. That's kind of like, hey, I'm building a security system for my house. Let me show you how I did it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I'm decentralizing my life and coming up with secret maneuvers to beat the system. Let me show it on YouTube. So I wasn't thinking to ever do that, okay? But I started having a whole bunch of people tell me, Cory, please show us what you're doing. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Then people think they need to move here, which it's not about where you're at. I could do this in America just the same, right? Just the same. It's actually easier in America. If you knew all the stuff we have to do to get lands in our name, titled and inscribed, guys, America is way easier. People always say, Cory, it's because you're in Nicaragua that you can do this stuff. No, man, that's an excuse. And anyways, so I had people ask me, I said, no, I'm not going to share this stuff. I don't really want to do that. And then people started kind of like begging me. And then I had someone else come and said, God told me to help you get content out. You have to share what you're doing. And someone literally told me last night, they say, Cory, some of us are in the city. We don't have any idea how to take these steps. Some of us don't even know we're on grid and these things can be pulled out from under us. If you don't teach us this knowledge, people will perish because we don't understand. And so as an outsider, I mean, I'm definitely in my country, in spirit, connected to my country, but I'm outside. I've experienced, total lockdown of the country. I've experienced war here, 2018. I've been through crazy stuff. I've lived in the mountains where water only comes out at like midnight for 2 hours. So we had to fill up barrels. I did that for years. We had to fill up barrels of freezing cold water out of the mountain and then wash our laundry by hand. Guys, I've been through all kind of off-grid scenarios. And so anyways, I'm here to teach you guys there's easier ways. A lot of these people on these channels I'm watching, they're talking about ridiculous stuff. Get your generator, make sure your freezer, you have generator backup power. And they're talking about things that don't make logical sense. For example, they're like, oh, I have half a cow, I got to have my generator. Well, if the power goes out for a month, you're going to run a generator for a month to make sure you have power and make sure your half a cow isn't lost. And if the power's out for a month and you're running a generator, don't you think all the people around that don't have power and the criminals are going to say, oh, we know where to go? Those with the loud motor sounds. See, so people are not thinking clearly in regards to security. Security is a big deal, guys. If you see these windows here, we build a bit different. I don't think you can see them actually, but we have bars, beautiful designed metal bars. We call them verjas. And so we here in Nicaragua, these people have been through much more war, like in the country war. Okay, so the people my age, their dads were fighting war. All right, and they themselves fought war. Okay, so the security setup we all understand here is something that, like, if a Nicaraguan went to the USA and saw that you guys just have glass windows, they're like, that's crazy. Anybody can break in. What the heck? And if they saw how domesticated the dogs are, they would be like, dude, these people are not safe from anything. And here they come, the Americans come and they say, wow, is it dangerous? You guys have bars and you guys use razor wire. Is it dangerous? We say, no, nobody can break in. Like, I got 4 dogs. Usually I have a wolf sleeping next to me right here. She's actually scratching on the door to come in. She's really next to me, but they were like, she got a little daughter and she's chasing her around. So I have we have like literal wild dogs of Nicaragua that protect our lands, that protect us, protect our streets. It's a unique deal because the people here, it's an agricultural community. The people here just started making residential neighborhoods since I came here, within the past 10 years. All right, so things that we're going to learn here, guys. I'm going to teach you some things. So let's go ahead and talk. I believe, a lot of people are talking about silver. All right. I actually make my own silver bars. Okay. I just buy the material. I have a torch. I have a mold. Bang. I'll show you guys how to do that. All right. So the other thing is, see, this is a store of money. All right. But this is how you multiply. All right. So seed right now, the price is massive for seed. If you look at the prices of seed, you're going to see that they have gone up tremendously, especially organic seed. People have a hard time finding it. This is sorghum seed, white sorghum. And so I buy 100-pound sacks of it, break it into pounds, and I get it for a really good deal. And these are trade. I trade things for this. I'm about to trade 5 pounds of this and like 5 bars of soap for a goat, okay, for a male goat. And it's because other people around me, we created a trade network, and they're working to produce an abundance. That's the key. I'm going to teach you how to produce an abundance of something, whether it's soap, whether it's seed. You may think, guys, if you see how small this yard is back here, I got all this. This is okra. I had like 2 of these bags of okra. This is about $500 worth of okra seed. I made it in 6 months, around 6 months. Okay. And this is just one crop. All right. You can look at the prices for 20 seeds. Some are like $4, 50 seeds. Some are like $6. But this is a powerful thing to have. So you're going to learn how to save seed, how to produce wealth, real wealth, because if the dollar is going down, guess what is going to be important? Here in Nicaragua, money, before it was silver, it was paper, silver, and then it was cacao seed and coffee seed. They would literally store that in the banks. Okay. So this right here is about, I think I did the math. It was about $700 to $900 worth of seed. This is organic red sweet pepper. This right here, I grew all of these. All I got was 1 chile. All right, I get a handful of these every day, but this is just from this year. Okay, I produce about this much, and I did the math. It's around $900 worth of seed. 900 right now. Okay, so but you can trade this stuff for animals. I'm telling you, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna show videos. And so, all right, guys, I'm gonna not keep on going on and on, but you're gonna learn a lot of stuff here, a lot of knowledge, things you've never thought of before to get off grid right now. I'm gonna help you, show you the way. I have tons of free content. I'm gonna actually show you a few pictures real quick. How about that? And you guys can check out more. So check out the website. You guys can go to theoffgridlifestyle.com. This is the site I started out so far. And this is my farm right here. There's a nice view, my hammock. You can put in your email and you're going to actually learn right here. Boom. Get all the way off grid. There's 2 videos. I actually show you how seed saving, how to save seed and how to produce. And then I show you right here how to set up a backup solar bank, which is what I'm running right now. Okay. And then right here, we're going to have short videos where you can go through, you can click one of these. Let's see if I clicked it. All right. And you can go through and just watch all these videos. Okay. This is me planting corn by hand. And this is a fruit tree, talking about weed killer. This is in my jungle. So I'm continually updating this with free tips, okay? And there's one of my dogs. He's half Rottweiler and then half German Shepherd, and I breed him with my lady wolf dog. What is real wealth? Seed money. So there's lots of stuff. There's some of my animals, goat breeding. We're breeding some goats. So here's a video, me explaining some stuff. This is a important topic because Serge is new to off-grid. So he had a bunch of questions and I explained, showed some seed and different things. That's a very good conversation. You can see me walking around some of my animals. And then these 2 courses I put up right now, Solar Prepped and School of Imagination, because I believe imagination is extremely powerful. If you want to manifest lands in abundance, you have to vision the victory. Okay. Just like any sports athlete, how do you always win? How do you always do so good? I envision the victory. I imagine myself winning. I imagine myself scoring. So this was one of the biggest impacts of my life when I learned imagination. So about 5 years ago, I created this course, and sure enough, what I taught in there is what I do still, and it works well. Yep, there's me sitting there, and you can find some resources here. But yeah, Solar Prepped, you can see, you can click that. I explain it. There's some free information there, guys. There's a little look at the farmhouse, how we set it up. This is the house setup that I'll be showing you guys. This is the backup system at the office, and you guys can get this course. Amazing discount, and you can go through it in about a day and learn solar. All right, so let me show you a couple photos. I think I showed you that one. There's one of my dogs. There's one of my horses. What else we got here? This is the view from my water tower, and I'll show you how to get a water tower going. This is us working with some bulls to plant hay, a different type of hay for our goats. So I have videos how we did this all, and that will be in an upcoming course that I am bringing forth. So let me go ahead and get back here. So I'm bringing out a step-by-step, like the stuff that I don't really want to put publicly out there to the world, but I'm going to put out a lot of tips. And then that course, the step-by-step, is going to go behind the scenes. You guys are going to get to see basically everything. I'm not going to teach my whole security system, but I'm going to teach you an epic way to secure your family, secure your finances, your wealth. So yeah, guys, go ahead, jump on over to theoffgridlifestyle.com. theoffgridlifestyle.com. Put in your email, okay? Because I'm going to keep putting updates on there. You can actually bookmark that page on your desktop, or you can save it on your phone, but keep checking back there. I put a community on there so we can discuss things in there, but there's a free video section. That whole page of free videos actually show you how to do lots of cool stuff. And I hope to have other people that I know that are off grid put some videos on there as well. So make sure to always check back those short videos, the videos I put on that front page, and the free videos, okay? And I'm going to be here to help you guys. You can do it. If I can do it, saved by Jesus, out of a prison, drug dealer, weapons charges, knowing nothing, to coming to Nicaragua with nothing, and then realizing I needed to start producing, started a business, and now God has blessed me. I want to teach you guys what I learned, because in reality, you can do some of this stuff without God, but you're not going to experience the fullness of life, the fullness of abundance without God and his son, Jesus. So if that bothers you, you still follow the channel, all right? But I'm going to tell you about Jesus from time to time. I'm going to talk about God, because without God, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. I wouldn't even be alive. So I bless you all. Go to theoffgridlifestyle.com. And again, you're going to see solutions in the city for right now. And for some of you guys who don't have land right now, I'm going to teach you guys how to get land. And I'm going to show you, if you do have land, things to think about. And it's good to be thinking and seeing. Don't get overwhelmed when you see what I'm doing at the farm. Okay. There's a principle here. Get this. Let me share this last thing. And it's a stupid phrase, but it's monkey see, monkey do. All right. I hired a mentor, and that's what helped me succeed. I hired a mentor because I knew he was producing a lot of paper money. I hired him, paid him. I said, will you teach me what you're doing? He showed me this framework, this digital framework, okay, that behind the scenes. He showed me it, and I saw this framework, and I said inside of myself, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to do that. That's too much. Well, I saw it though. A week later, I built the whole thing. I went into the zone, just built it all out, and it radically blessed my life. So I know that by you seeing, don't get discouraged. Just know that by seeing something, it makes it so much easier to manifest it. All right. Just with simple things like seeing how to plant seeds. Why do we watch videos? We see how it's done, so then we can go do it easier. We'll see how off-grid is done on the farm level, even if you're in the city, even if you're in an apartment. Okay. Like I said, I had nothing when I came here, and I started seeing it, and then I was able to multiply, replicate. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, comment, share with some friends that you know who are interested in off-grid, and go to theoffgridlifestyle.com, theoffgridlifestyle.com. All right, guys, see you in the next video.